Hi everyone, I'm Brianna and welcome to Roll Initiative. Today I'm going to be talking a bit about how you can run DMPCs so that they're still interesting but they're not going to overshadow your players. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so I found that there's two main ways that you can create a DMPC, and that is by making a character but running it yourself, or by making an NPC as per usual, but they accompany the party. I generally prefer the second one as it means that their stats are a bit different to the players and they're not built like a player. They're not meant to be the main spotlight of the adventure. But whichever way you prefer, either is going to work for all the tips in this video. So let's have a look. It is very important when you're creating a DMPC to know what job you want them to be able to do, what role you want them to fill, because you should choose that one job, that one role, and use that as their main focus. They're not going to be good at everything. Their job is not to outshine the players or to be able to help them with everything. Their job is to do that one thing that the party is missing or that they need help with. The DM knows way too much of the story to actually play a character, and you have to keep that in mind that even if your DMPC is built more like a player character, that they must act more like an NPC. Possibly the best thing you can do for your DMPC is to play Uncle Iroh. But for those of you who haven't watched Avatar The Last Airbender, I will give you some more. Such as when your DMPC says something, they should ask, not tell. You want them to ask a question to get your players to think of it and maybe go that way. You don't want to tell them what to do. Now, a couple things that you do not want your DMPC to do is to be the star in combat. You want their stats to be lower than your players. You do not want them to be the star of combat. You also do not want them making main plot decisions or solving puzzles or helping the players to get through everything that you've put there to make the game interesting. Now, a couple things that you do want your DMPCs to do is to be a background character, to not come into all the conversations, and to not be included in every moment. You want them to come in mainly when they are needed or to mainly come in when they are asked. Another thing that you'll want them to do is to step back during spotlight moments. When the players are having a big roleplay thing, then you don't come in unless you're asked or you think it's actually necessary, because your player character is not the same as their player characters and should not be included when the players are having a moment. Your DMPC should feel like a part of the world. They should feel real and alive. And after all the rules that we've gone through, it can be difficult to remember that. But a really good thing to remember is that the DMPC is not just the DM's avatar. They're an NPC and a character in the world. So just like a player, you shouldn't make them flat and empty. You can give them a voice, a personality, characteristics, and it can really help to make them feel alive by giving them flaws or quirks. And it can even help if you don't want them to be much help in combat to make them a bit of a coward. Give them a flaw or a quirk that might hinder them at some points. You don't want to make your DMPC difficult, but you want to make them fun, interesting, and feel like an actual person. I think making your DMPC a lower level than the characters is really important because they can help out more without feeling like they're overshadowing your players, as they're going to be a lower level and they're not going to be as helpful and do as much. The best DMPCs are when it's hard to tell a DMPC from a normal NPC. Now, possibly one of the most important things in this video is to talk to your players, because a lot of people have had bad experiences with DMPCs when that one DM wants to control the game, and that can lead people to not liking DMPCs. So you should talk to your players and ask to see if they're okay with it. And if they are, then I honestly think you should check throughout the game and ask them how they think you're doing. And if they ever say that your DMPC is the main character, then abort, back off, and let them play a while without your DMPC. Later, you can try and fix it. But it is very important that your players know that they can trust you and that you will listen when they tell you something. But that's the end of this video, and I'd really like to hear all of your opinions on this and maybe your list of do's and don'ts. And if you found this video helpful, then I would really appreciate it if you'd like it and maybe subscribe to my channel. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.